What's up everybody, Chad Wilson here with Elevated Fishing, and in this video we're taking a look at the Korkers Devil's Canyon wading boots. Now it's time for my favorite part. Let's get these unboxed and check out our new boots. Something cool about opening a new toy, even if you've had them before. Ah, there they are. On top here we got our studded felts, a pair for me and a pair for Daniel. We always order these on top of what they come with, which is the rubber sole and the regular felt. Korkers Devil's Canyon. I love new wading boots. The nice thing about these is they hold up really well too, so they will look like this for a long time. And the rubber that they come with, it's kind of a sticky rubber. So that is it for our unboxing. Let's get into the details. We used these boots originally for about 3 years and they held up great. They actually didn't wear out. We just ended up going with the hatchback, the Korkers hatchback boots. They came out last year, 2017 I think. And we used those and I can't really recommend them. They weren't as light as these, weren't as comfortable and didn't hold up as well, and they just kind of had some design issues that kind of need to be dealt with. So we went back to the Devil's Canyon, which were awesome boots. It looks like they've done a few minor tweaks and just kind of a little bit of upgrades since the first version that we had 4 years ago or 5 years ago, whenever they came out. So we're gonna go over the features and kind of what sets them apart with other boots on the market, and kind of tell you guys why we choose these as our main wading boot. So the first thing you notice when you pick up these boots is the BOA lacing system. And this is probably the main thing that sets these boots apart, other than the interchangeable soles. The BOA system, once you try it, it's unbelievable. It's kind of hard to go back to regular lacing up your shoes, especially in the winter when you're freezing out, you get out of the truck and it's dark, you're cold, a lot of times you have your gloves on, and just being able to snap these in and tighten them down is really a game changer. And we haven't been able to go back to a system since starting using these BOA systems probably 6 or 7 years ago when they came out with their first version. And every year they've gotten better. This BOA, I think it's the version 2, it tightens down. Every turn of the knob tightens it down quite a bit faster. We've had zero issues with sand getting in them, and we've fished rivers throughout the West Coast, Alaska, out on the East Coast. We fished the Sandy River in Oregon. We've been everywhere and haven't had a failure in the BOA system in 4 different styles of these boots over the years. So it's a rock solid system. It's really awesome. The second feature that you notice with these boots, and it's kind of what has made Korkers really popular and pretty famous, is the interchangeable soles. And this is something that when we first started using them, we didn't think that we would use that much, and we've ended up using it a lot more than we thought. Our number one sole choice is the studded felt. We use that probably 75% of the time here in Oregon and in most of the rivers we fish. There's some rivers that we fish where it's nice to have just the felt with a certain type of terrain and rocks and the structure. Most of the time the studded felts are perfect, but there's times where you might need the felts as well as the rubber. We use the rubber pretty much only when we go out with fishing guides or buddies that have boats. If you're in a drift boat and you're winter steelhead fishing, or even summer steelhead fishing, you're going to be doing some wading. You can throw on the rubber soles and not scratch up the boat you're in. So that's pretty much all we use the rubber for. It's not great for wading, but if you're going to be fishing mostly out of the boat and you don't want to scratch up the bottom of an aluminum boat, that's a good option to have, and it's super quick and easy to change out the soles. So we're going to show you just how quick and easy it is to change out the soles. What you do to reinstall your new soles is you slide the front in first, and then you loop the back around here. And now it's not seated yet, but as soon as you're in the water and you step down with your weight, it'll lock them in. And you can tell because you can hear each time one of these little lips snaps in, and you know you're locked in. And that's also where your drainage comes out of. So now we're going to show you another cool feature, and that is how the water has these drain ports, and the soles have matching drain ports. So that allows the water to run out of the boots quickly. And you really notice that if you've had a different style of wading boot that's heavier and that holds onto water, it takes a lot longer to drain. A lot of times you lift your foot out of the water and you can kind of hear the water just slowly coming out, and you can feel that extra weight. With these, the water comes out quickly, it drains right out through the sides, and it goes through these channels, which is really a cool feature. Probably one of the most important features is just how comfortable these boots are. The pair of them only weighs 3.5 pounds, and that's really, really light. There's been wading boots I've had in the past that were a lot heavier, and you can definitely feel that after a long day of wading, covering lots of miles on the river. So not only are they light, but they hold up extremely well. We've got triple stitch here on the front and then also in the back. So these are some of the higher wear points when your ankle's flexing, and these held up great. They didn't give out at all. There is a really heavy rubber in the front here, and that does a couple things. It protects your toe. If anybody's ever worn cheap wading boots, you know that your toes, when you step on rocks and slip and your foot slides into another rock, it hurts a lot. So having these really solid, thick rubber toes helps protect your feet and just makes wading a lot easier. The back here has this stretchy sock material, which allows when you get your foot in your waders, it kind of hugs onto the back of your ankle like a sock. And it's super comfortable. It's really hard to explain, but this soft material, it helps you get your boots on easier. So as you can see, it has quite a bit of stretch, so they're super easy to get on. And then once you cinch them down, it's like having a glove around your ankle. It provides a lot of support and just the comfort when you're wading and you're getting all this movement. A lot of waders are real stiff back here. It also helps in the heel to where your heel doesn't lift up. It holds it nice and secure so you don't end up wearing your waders out, the part of your neoprene where your heel might lift. So really good design, and it just works really well. The last thing that the boots offer is they are made with hydrophobic material, so water won't absorb into it, it won't stay on it, it'll just bead right off. And that helps keep the weight down when you're wading. As soon as your boot comes out of the water, it releases all the water quickly and just helps wading be more comfortable. Like I said before, we use the studded felt most of the time. But depending on where you live and what type of rivers you're fishing, they offer a whole ton of different outsoles. So you can kind of tailor it to your fisheries, and you can get 3 or 4 different style of soles depending on where you're going to be fishing, which is a really cool option to have when you're stuck with just having, you know, regular soles. If the felt wears out, which it does happen. I mean, we replace our studded felts probably every year and a half, because they just get worn out, they get flat, and it doesn't work as well. And with a regular pair of boots, you got to either send them in to get the felt replaced, or you just have to buy new boots. So that in itself is really cool to have that option to just buy a new pair. I think the soles are 25 bucks, maybe 30, and you're back going again like you have a new pair of boots. The other thing, talking about comfort, is these are just like wearing a comfortable, nice pair of like nice outdoor boots, and you really don't feel like you're wearing wading boots when you're out fishing. So that's really nice to have, especially if you've used, like we all have in the past, cheap wading boots or just really heavy wading boots. This is a great combination, and they've really been our favorite boot that we've ever used. So that kind of covers all of the features that these boots have. Like I said before, we wore them for 3 years of heavy fishing. We fished everywhere. Both Daniel and I had the same pairs, or the same style of Devil's Canyon, and they held up great. We actually didn't wear them out. We just ended up getting the newer style of boots, and then now we've come back to these. We're gonna wear these here, our 2019-2020 winter steelhead season, and we'll probably wear these for a couple years unless they come out with something even cooler. So if you guys have any questions about these boots, the soles, or anything we talked about in this video, you can ask in the comments section below, and we'll get back to you. We'd like to hear from you guys and kind of what your thoughts are on different style of wading boots. We'll also have links where you can find out more information about the boots, the soles, everything we talked about. You can read video reviews of what other people think about them. And if you're in the market for wading boots, you can also pick them up in some of the links below. We appreciate you guys watching. We got a lot more of this type of content coming, and a bunch of other new stuff. So make sure you like the video if you found it helpful, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the bell notifications so you find out as soon as we come out with more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.